What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to tonight's late night news roundup here on Anfield Agenda. We're going to be focusing on a couple of topics tonight. How truly pathetic they are up in Newcastle. More on that in a moment. We're going to be speaking about Liverpool's away shirt colours for next year. A bit on Alexis McAllister. We'll talk to you a little bit about when the Liverpool players will be wearing the brand new kit for the first time. And a couple of other interesting insights that we hope will keep you right up to date during this international break. The good news, the countdown is now on to the Reds game at Turf Moor on Sunday. A reminder, that is a 2 p.m. kickoff, which means we will be live here on the channel from 12:45 p.m. for the game. Hope you can join us for it. Until then, let's get cracking with the news. Oh, you know the score. Do like the video if you enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Of course, we'd love you to hit that subscribe button. So, some leaked images have been put out talking about the colour coordination of Liverpool's kits for next year. I know, we're already going through this year's ones. But what caught my eye was the potential away kit colours for next year. This leak here said that it would be white, light grey, and red. And over the years, Liverpool have had some absolutely epic shirts in those colours. So I've got high hopes for it. I also want to know how you guys are feeling about the new Liverpool away shirt. The third shirt, which was released today, features the ultra foil Adidas logo and the retro Liverpool badge on there as well. We asked tonight on the Late Night Agenda the fans to give us what is their favourite badge of the three on this season's shirts. Obviously, there's the Lifer Bird alone on the red shirt. You've got the more crest type badge on the away shirt, and then the green one has the retro Liverpool badge. The answer, well, it surprised me a bit. The most voted for was the red shirt. People like the simplicity of the Liver Bird. For me, I like the old retro one on the green shirt. So let me know your thoughts on it. And while we're talking about that shirt, this officially released to say our new Adidas kit will be worn for the very first time when the Reds visit Burnley on Sunday. LFC Transfer Room posting that one earlier on. So thank you to those guys for the info. And also excited to see the lads in the new kit. Do let me know if you treated yourself to it. For me, I got the black goalkeeper shirt today and I bought one of the t-shirts, but I need to see the green shirt in person because there's so many colour variations when you look online. I don't know what it actually looks like, so I want to see it in person first. Let's talk Alexis McAllister. Earlier on today, I'd said to you guys in the video that Scaloni, the manager, did hint at McAllister not being 100% ready, but has included him in tonight's team, and we can now confirm that he starts for Argentina tonight. So fingers crossed he comes through that game unscathed. We know, of course, Isak got himself 20 invaluable minutes for Sweden yesterday. And also, while we're talking about players on international duty, Ismail Mahmoud gave an exclusive earlier on for Win All Sports and said Mohamed Salah will fly directly from Burkina Faso to England on a private jet and will not return to Cairo with the rest of the Egyptian national team. Now look, that is good news, of course. Mohamed Salah and Egypt drew 0-0 away today against Burkina Faso, which keeps them top of their qualification group for the World Cup. So Salah isn't going back to Cairo and then having a connecting flight. He's gone directly from Burkina Faso straight back to Liverpool, which will hopefully get him back with the lads in good time. Now, I'm going to move on to the main topic of tonight's video in a moment, which is the nonsense up in Newcastle, and I'll give you more on that in a second. But report breaking today from Marca said Ibrahima Konate has rejected a third contract offer from Liverpool. Now, this hasn't been confirmed by anybody on the Liverpool side that I've seen yet, but if it is true, it's another worrying development because that would be the third contract offer. Romano said to us yesterday and previously that in November, I think it was November, December time, Liverpool were optimistic that an agreement was close. Something seems to have moved there. And if even after that and more dialogue, this contract offer has been rejected, it's not a good sign, and it's not looking likely that we'll see that extension. Now, will that change Liverpool's stance on not moving for Mark Gay until his contract is up? Chris Bascom earlier on today reporting what many others have, to be fair, which is that Liverpool have no plans to go back in for Mark Gay in January. They would instead wait until the end of the season to get him on a free. But will Konate's form be able to hold up? Will his head really be focused on the job? I would say this is a fluid situation. But let me know, are you worried about it? I am. I'm not just with Konate. I'm not pointing a finger at him here. But any player that knows their future isn't at the club, I am worried about their form throughout the season, particularly with being such a big season. Now, let me get this off my chest. Newcastle United's fans and the area need to be called out on this, because there's a restaurant up there, Scott and Wilson, that is serving a burger that they call the Swedish Rat Burger. And it is IKEA meatballs and Swedish gravy. It's aimed at Alexander Isak, said the Northern Echo's report, and has now quickly become one of the most popular burgers in Newcastle. This is pathetic. They just cannot let this go. This is why Newcastle aren't looked at as a big club, because their fans are tin pot. This is nonsense. They don't have a Visa burger, do they? You know, he was happy to take his social media down, kick up a fuss to get his move to Newcastle, but the hypocrites up there don't seem to be willing to acknowledge this. So this restaurant, well, there's two things about this that annoys me actually. First, if it's a restaurant and openly say they're serving IKEA meatballs, be better. Just be better. I'm not going into a meatball or into a restaurant to have frozen meatballs that I could buy in the supermarket myself. That's not what you go to restaurants for. So the fact that that's now become one of the most popular burgers up there, I mean, maybe they don't have very good palate up in Newcastle. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to disrespect Greg's, because I do like Greg's. Look at me. Pretty clear I do. But this is just tin pot for me, ladies and gentlemen. And again, a reminder that they're not used to the limelight up there in Newcastle. And, you know, you can't tar an entire fan base with one brush, but I think we can have a pretty good go at it with this one, because we've already spoken about the Isak is a Rat t-shirts that were for sale in and around the St. James's Park Stadium. Came with a free box of matches, don't you know? They also had Isak is a Rat hats. They've been openly calling him a rat on social media and money grabbing SOB and lots of other stuff that they seem to get a pass on from the media, but Liverpool fans booed Trent and we never heard the end of it. Imagine if you were going to Anfield and you could have a rat burger dedicated to Trent. You wouldn't see it, because Liverpool fans wouldn't lower themselves to it. So for this to become a popular thing, it's just a reminder once again that Newcastle are a small club, will never be seen as a big boy club with this type of behaviour, and their fans need to grow up, because this is truly tin pot and pathetic. You got 125 or 130 million pound for a player that you wouldn't give a pay increase to. A player that has been thrown under the bus in the media and by the Newcastle faithful. But let's remember, it was all coming from when Eddie Howe didn't put him in the team for Celtic. That snowballed it, and Newcastle have mismanaged the situation all the way through. But here's the thing, Newcastle fans, don't worry, because we'll love him for you. And we'll make sure that Isak does know what it's like to be well supported, and does know what it's like to, most importantly, win big trophies, because that is why he came to Liverpool Football Club, Newcastle fans, to win the big trophies that, well, he couldn't do with your gaff because you couldn't afford to pay him the going rate, but that's okay. He's at a big boy club now and we'll treat him properly. So that's my take on it, but of course I want to know what you guys think about it. The rat burger, the Swedish rat burger. I mean, just putting that on a menu with that name alone is embarrassing. To serve frozen meatballs is even more embarrassing, but for it to be one of the most popular burgers in Newcastle, tin pot. Nothing else to be said. Love you guys to bits. We'll talk soon. Looking forward to seeing your comments. Take care.